intro time.
Okay, intro.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so for the intro, you're just going to look directly at that one.
Ooh.
And then whenever you want to start, and then you don't have to, and then you kind of just can go into the conversation. I'll kind
Awesome.
of edit it from there. But just give me 2 seconds to exit.
Oh, 2 seconds.
I'm scared. She's like a director's like,
I know. You should have a director's thing. I thought he was killing a mosquito. All right. On today's episode, we have an amazing guest. She's the ultra talented Wendy Gracia. I'm so excited to have her here because she's so amazing and she is just a ray of sunshine. Every time I see her, she's super positive and she's just amazing energy all the time. So I wanted to share my friend with you guys so you guys could also put a little pep in your step. So here she is, episode 90.
whoa.
Miss Wendy Gracia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Jerry. Every time that I see you, you always have like this like amazing like energy to you.
Thank you.
And I remember the last time that we had talked, you were going through something, but you still held this really good composure, and
Thank you.
there's something like very admirable to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When I just got here, I was like raging out, but it was like funny. So you were like laughing.
Yeah. I'm like, break cups.
Yeah.
Glass cups.
Yeah. It's good to be here though. It's fun. I feel the same about you. You're very positive and funny all the time.
Yeah.
I was telling my partner that you're really sweet and stuff. So he was like, "Are you guys friends?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you friends with her husband too?" I was like, "We're all friends."
Yeah.
He's like, "Wow." I was like, "Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, we're all buddies here."
Yeah, we're all buddies, you know. We all like,
Hang out.
creative juices are flowing.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
Yeah. I am really enjoying the stamp making.
Oh, the printmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's so cool.
I got like, I don't want to say tired of painting, but just like tired of like the setup because I work with
Yeah.
oils. So it's
Oh,
like really,
wow.
you know, it's just dirty and messy and it takes a lot of time. And printmaking is way cheaper too.
I'm sure.
So
I'm
it's
sure.
like I need to buy oil paints, but it's like $20 a tube. Printmaking's
How
like
much a
$20.
tube?
$20. I bought tubes for like $40.
See, that's why people should support the art at full price.
Full price, no discounts.
No, because it's like that's a. I mean, even if you're just painting with 5 colors, that's already.
That's like
$100.
$100. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. But yeah, so I started printmaking. It's been a lot of fun. And I've actually just been doing some digital art recently. I got an iPad.
Wow.
So I've been doodling.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's less messy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that one you could
Yeah.
just like leave it.
Yeah.
I want to
just
get
close
mad.
it. Just like close it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I know, you're like, I didn't make a mess this time.
Yeah, I know that's the other thing too is because I have cats now. I didn't have cats before, so I have to like make sure they're like not in my
Yeah.
area.
Are they kittens or?
Yeah, I have a 1.5-year-old, so I guess she's like a teenager, and then the other one's like 6 months. She's full baby.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she's a little double.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to put her in baby jail today. It's her crate.
yeah. My sister, she just adopted 2 kittens.
2 kittens?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
so
like I
cute.
guess they were so small
Yeah.
that she had to bottle feed them, and,
Oh,
and
no
someone else
way.
was, I guess, fostering them for her.
Oh, okay.
And they bottle fed and all that kind
That's
of
so
stuff.
cute.
And they are the freaking cutest thing.
Kittens are so cute, but they're little demons.
No, they are. Yeah.
And they jump really high and they get into anything. Yeah. One of my old coworkers recommended keeping a spray water bottle.
You're like,
It's like,
shut up.
yeah.
They're like,
Not the bookshelf.
you could do it to humans
Clack,
too.
clack, clack, clack. Yeah, that's
Good
true.
idea.
Mhm.
That's a good
I
idea.
could, yeah.
With like the actual spray, like, where it shoots.
On the sharp one, not like the mist. Like
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Even
try
if
it.
I just grab it too, they're like Pavloved, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
condition them. So I just like
Oh.
reach for the bottle and they're just like, they hide. They're like, oh, I'm not being bad. I'm like, yes, you are.
You are.
Yeah.
So tell me about how like you basically got started. I didn't know
With
you
art
painted
stuff?
with
Oh.
oils.
Oh, yeah. So I started, well, I mean, I feel like I started like any creative person does, like as a kid, you know, just like drawing, doodling, whatever. I always wanted to be an animator because I really like Disney movies, like 101 Dalmatians and stuff like that. But when I found out how much work it takes,
You're like,
yeah, I was like, nah,
no thanks.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But then I took a painting class at Southwestern College.
Nice.
And then that one, the instructor had just moved here from LA, and he had like shown us how he had some like gallery shows and stuff like that. And I was like, wait, you could do that? Like, I thought that was only for like old dead artists, you know? Like, I thought only like Monet or Van Gogh had art shows. But I was like, what? Like, you could do that like as a regular person, you know? So then I applied to art school. I got into my top 2, and I chose the closest one just because I wanted to be able to be close to family. So I actually went to art school in Laguna Beach.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Are you originally from out there?
No, I'm from here, San Diego, born and raised,
Shut
baby.
The hell up.
Yep.
Oh
Chula
my
Vista,
God.
619.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so there's a lot of people that aren't, you know, like that they're
native.
just transplants. You
Yeah,
know?
there's so many transplants.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's so rare to actually find someone that is from
SD.
here.
Yeah. I know, born and raised. I went to Chula Vista Middle, East Lake High.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
Yeah. Orange County's cool, but I mean, we got a lot of white people.
Yeah.
Some
We
racial
need a little
tensions.
diversity,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
sure.
it's like it's hard.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Yeah, that was probably like my first experience with like the privilege in the art world for sure. It was like because I went to school in Laguna Beach and it's predominantly like white and very rich town. So like that's the first time I ever really felt like an outsider, because in Chula Vista like you get Mexicans everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, we're all here.
Yeah.
But yeah, up there it was definitely like, oh.
That's very interesting that you say that, because you know, I love just chit-chatting with like friends and stuff, and you know, sometimes there's a microphone involved, but I do like having like these kind of conversations and like, you know, having like different opinions and all that. And it's really interesting that you say that, because it made me realize why I really love interviewing like my friends that are artists that are also brown, right? Because it's like I feel like art is like a privilege where a lot of us don't have it, you know, or our parents aren't like, hey, you should be an artist, or it's not like one of those things where it's like our parents kind of like tell us to do it, or are, you know, are very supportive of it when we do. And so when we do have like those parents, you're like, whoa, that's like
whoa, cool,
amazing, you know. But it sucks that you have that experience of like, you know, having to experience it like that, where it's like, you know, it's a very privileged kind of thing. But it's like, it's also one of those kind of things where it's like when you do experience it like that, then you're kind of like, this is more of a reason why we should be in those spaces.
100%.
How was that?
Different for sure, but I mean, I don't know, I probably wouldn't trade it for anything, you know. I feel like I learned a lot, like not only about like art making, but like about like being proud of my roots, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, like my senior thesis was painting a bunch of still lifes of like Mexican objects, which is obviously kind of what I do.
Yeah.
But it started with that because I had taken a painting class over there at my college, and one of the final projects was to paint something that was culturally important to you. And that's really like the first time that I had like painted something like that. Because before that, it was like, you know, like they set you up in art class to paint a still life, and they set up like a vase, you know, like a bunch of random objects. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, let's all learn how to paint whatever, you know? But that was the first time that I was like, like culturally important, and like thinking about like, okay, well, like what's important to me, and like what's cultural. I don't know.
That's so awesome. I love that there was like more depth to just like, hey, there's this face.
Yeah.
And like you could paint that.
Yeah.
It's like more of like something that like obviously has like meaning to you, which obviously if it has meaning to you, it's going to be one of those things where it's like you're going to really like appreciate and like hold on to it and have like a story. And you know, because art is like, it has so many dimensions, not just like that painted thing. You know,
it's not just like bloop.
It's so much. It's like the emotion that you put into it, you know, the story behind it.
Yeah, and I like hearing that from like other people, like when they see my art and they're like, oh wow, like this like makes me feel like happy, or like this makes me feel like some sort of way, and I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to feel something.
Yeah. I love seeing because it is like one of those kind of things where it's like the piñata, you know, and like you're just like, oh, that's so cool. Like that is just, you know, it's this object that we're so like growing up, you know, like and being able to like have a party and have like a piñata. It's more than just like this thing that you destroy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's so much to it to where it's like the celebrations of like, here's another, you know, year for you to like celebrate. And then there's like this thing that like, you know, once you get older and you're like, so not all of you guys do this, not all of you guys like go ham on like a cardboard thing,
like, destroying stuff.
They're like, take
like
your rage
each other for candy.
I know. Who doesn't have the aunt that hasn't been whacked with the fucking escoba?
I've definitely like bonked heads with like a cousin, like bah, like both going for the same candy.
I remember there was like, you know, there was a certain point in like, because like I grew up with a lot of cousins and a lot of siblings and stuff, and so every birthday was like, ay, tenemos que agarrar piñata, and you're like, okay, you get to go pick one and all that kind of stuff, and you know, and I was like, oh my god, so excited for the piñata. And like they, after a while, they were like, we're gonna put rules, you know, we're gonna put some rules on this, and you're like, what? And I remember understanding that there was going to be rules involved because, you know, people were just getting smacked with the stick, or, you know, you were just running in there. If there was like one candy, there would be one kid that would run and then would get smacked and, you know, and so then everyone would, you know, he would cry, and it was like this whole thing. And so you're just kind of like, all right, I guess we got to put rules in it, you know, but it's like, it's such a nostalgic kind of thing, you know, even as like an adult or like as a kid, you know. So it's like these are things I feel like still now you're painting like very significant cultural things. And
that's
I
awesome. Feel I don't know, like sometimes I feel silly because I repeat the same things. Like I'm always painting conchas, for example. I'm always painting like a variation of like the piñata or whatever. But then people like request them. People are like, oh, I want one of these conchas, like I want it this color.
Why does it make you feel silly?
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I guess. It was just like, I'm just painting the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, that's
But I mean,
awesome,
I guess
though.
realistically, like, Monet did that.
Yeah.
He did, like, all the sunset, sunrise, different time of day paintings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I also think that, like, there's something so beautiful about, like, you doing it over and over. Because, like I said, there's so much emotion that goes into it. You know, where it's like, even if you did it 100 different times, there's going to be 100 different emotions, you know? True. So it's like, you're not getting like, I feel, and especially because it's not like you're just basically like this artist that is just kind of like, you know, it's like they're all so different and they're all one of one, and they could be different colors and it could be a different shape and it could be, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's like at that point, it's just kind of like, it could be like, I guess like the same thing, but it's like it's so different in so many different ways.
That's true. I mean, I guess thinking about it like in retrospect, I'm like, I don't think I've ever painted them all exactly the same. It's fun.
We're so harsh on ourselves.
I know, we really are. Damn, I'm a hater.
Yeah, I know. Stop hating on my friend.
Now I gotta love myself more.
I know. Yeah, it's so funny because I had a conversation with someone this week. And, you know, we were all getting together and we were doing like an embroidery night. And
I saw that.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. And one of the girls said something like, oh, I'm so dumb or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And I got so like, just kind of like,
girl,
no,
don't say that.
Yeah. And I was like, don't say that about yourself. And she's like, and like, I think my tone was like, don't say that about yourself. Like kind of like,
or I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I was like, don't say that about my friend, which is yourself. And she's like, you know, but I was like, don't say that about yourself. And she's like, what? And I'm like, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where that's how people are perceiving you as, and like where they don't value you, you know, because you're saying these things about you and you're the person that like gets to nurture and do all those kind of things to yourself. So if you're saying those kind of things, imagine what other people, it's going to give them the idea that they could say that kind of stuff about you. And she was like, oh my God. And I'm like, just change it a little bit, you know? And that's it. But it's important for us to like, you know, I saw something where it's like the same kind of energy that you give your friends, your artist friends, that you're like, oh my god, you're so awesome.
Yeah, like you're killing it.
Yeah, it's like that
Give
should be the
yourself.
same kind of energy that you give yourself.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's very true.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
who shows
that's
up for
hard.
us like
Yeah.
that?
Ourselves.
Yeah, we
Our
gotta.
pets.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The cat's like,
The
ugh, I'm
cat's
so
like,
over.
"Mom."
Like dogs are like, oh my god, I'm so obsessed with you. But cats are like,
I hate
no.
you. Yeah.
I know. Like, you're like, oh my god.
Let me pet you.
Having a cat is not for the faint of heart.
No, they're
It's
very
like,
intense.
yeah.
I have a scratch on my boob right now.
Oh my
Because I
god.
was like holding her and I held her too long. She's like, and I was like, ah.
She's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, ow.
Jumps up, runs away. I was like, yeah, that's valid.
Oh.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I feel like they teach us how to set boundaries.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Very
and
good.
they're cute, but they're like,
They're independent.
yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's why I really do like enjoy having a cat, because it's like,
Do you have
there's-
cats?
I have one.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, his name's
Cute.
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, after
Aw.
Like Dylan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why. I was like,
Yeah,
Dylan. Dylan
you're like-
O'Brien? I love
I
him.
know, right? We got him. We adopted him when he was 3.
Aw.
Yeah, he was
baby
a
guy.
COVID cat.
Oh, COVID cat.
Yeah.
So he's like, what, 6 now?
He's like 5. He's gonna be 6. Yeah, in
OMG.
February. Yeah.
So cute.
And it was just so crazy because I did all the research.
Oh, okay.
Because I get all like, I'm like, how many cups are we supposed to feed this guy?
Yeah.
And like, what are we supposed to, and what if he freaks out? And so
Yeah.
I did all the research, and like, it seriously felt like we were buying a car,
Oh, no way.
because we went to like different little
that's so funny.
places,
Yeah.
you know, to look at cats, and we're like, this is gonna be forever. So
Yeah.
how do we?
Oh,
He
man.
has to like fit within our family,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
makes
and
sense.
so it was pretty intense. I
That's
was
really
like,
intense.
I'm like, oh damn, and like we didn't want like a kitten, because we're
Yeah,
like,
they're
oh,
crazy.
they're so like, people could just, you know, they get adopted super quick.
That's true. Too.
And so I was like, we should get like an older cat, and like, you know, and just read everything about freaking cats.
Yeah.
and I was
learned.
just kind of like, you know, and
Nice.
we saw this cat, and Manny was brave enough to put his hand in his
Oh, okay.
little freaking box. and
Yeah.
he was really like digging it.
Oh, cute.
And we were like, oh my god. And he's like, you guys should look at this cat, he's so sweet. And I was like, oh. And so I've always been scared of cats because of like scratching or
Yeah.
you know, nibbling and all that. And so I was like, oh my god. And so I like really went in there like,
Like,
oh, I trust you.
Yeah.
If you say he's cool, he's
Yeah.
cool, you know. But he we went, and we went to go see him 2 different times. And so we went to go see
Okay.
him, and then we're like, I think we're gonna pull
That's
the
the
trigger
one.
on this
Yeah.
cat. We're
Oh,
gonna
that's so
take
cute.
him, you know. And so we go, and we have a little carrier and everything. And the guy's like, walk around and get whatever you need for the cat.
Yeah.
And we'll like, I'll meet you guys in the front. And we're like, cool.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, getting the cat, putting him in like the carrier or whatever. And like the guy like meets us in the front. We're just kind of like, okay, you know, like waiting for the cat, you know. And he like comes back, and he's like all sweating, and he's
Oh
all
my
out of
God.
breath. And I'm like, damn.
What happened,
And
dude?
so he's like bleeding from his forehead.
No.
And I was like, oh my god. And he's like, so he's a little feisty.
Oh my
I
god.
think he got me. And I was like, oh my god, his forehead is like bleeding. It's like pouring
No.
down. I was like,
Carrie.
oh damn. I'm like, what kind of cat is this? He's a demon.
Yeah.
But it was so
Oh,
scary.
he was just scared.
Yeah, he was scared. He was
just a little
scared.
guy.
And
Yeah.
imagine he was there for a while before like
Yeah,
we
that makes
adopted
sense.
him. So he
Aw.
was probably like, where the
Like,
hell am
what
I
the heck?
going? And
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
we
Did he
were
chill
just
out when
like-
he got home?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And now he's like the laziest
Oh,
thing.
that's so
If you
cute.
ever want to know how to relax,
Yeah.
he could teach you.
Oh, okay.
He's
Good to
just
know.
lazy
He's
as
just chilling.
fuck.
Yeah.
He's just like, I feel like I'm like, you know what? You know, the house is basically for him to just lounge around in.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
his like,
it's like,
kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like a spot, and that's where he hangs
that's so
out. And
cute.
he's just there, and
I love
he
that.
doesn't run around or.
No way.
He's like older,
Well, I guess
and
he's, yeah,
he's
like
just kind of
5
like,
now. Yeah.
you know, chilling.
It's like whatevs.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he's a little chunkier, you know, because
Okay.
he lives with us.
Yeah.
So he gained a couple
Yeah.
of lbs, you know, and I'm like, whoa. But
all right, buddy.
I'm like, okay.
That's funny. That's
but
cute.
yeah, he's awesome, and I never thought that I would have a cat.
Yeah, I was a dog person growing up. I
Yeah.
had a dog. I was like, cats are evil. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look at us now.
I know. Cat people.
We're gonna start collecting more.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a second one.
I do. See,
Mm-hmm,
Manny, did you hear that? I need 2 cats.
Maybe 3.
He's like,
1 per person.
he's like, I'm the one that cleans the litter box. I'm like, you love me.
Yeah, you tell him.
I'm like, this will make me happy.
Just more litter boxes.
I know, right? It's
Yeah,
it's
it's
still be
fine.
the same litter box.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 1 cat
fine.
just
Just
to
share.
2 poops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he not poop that much?
Yeah,
Oh.
it doesn't, you know, yeah.
My
He's
cats poop
fine.
like crazy.
Really?
Maybe because they're
Really?
little.
Yeah. Yeah. See?
They're growing.
Yeah. That's how they stretch.
Yeah, that's
Poop.
true. It's like,
You're like, whoa.
girl.
I know. You're like, slow it down.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, the little one's like, I don't know, like this long.
That's so
She goes
cute.
on.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess babies are like that too. I don't know. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know, but.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like, they take a nap and they wake up and they're like adults.
Yeah. Oh.
And you're like,
yeah.
whoa, what happened to this baby?
Yeah. Scary.
It's now a full size
know.
adult.
11-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. 11-year-old. A moody
Adult.
one too.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh,
I've been there.
are you
Done
all
that.
right? Yeah. You're like, oh God.
I feel like 11 was a good age because that's, I think, the year I went to my first concert. I saw Green Day
Wow.
for their American Idiot tour.
That's freaking cool.
My parents took me.
Damn, you
Yeah.
got some cool parents.
I know. I got lucky with that. I don't know why
That's
they would take me. you
Because
know?
they love you.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Shout out mom and dad.
I
Mommy,
know.
papi.
Thank you guys. Oh, you
Still
said
call them that.
papi.
Yeah. I
That's-
know.
That's so
Mhm.
sweet. Because it's like, you know,
Yeah.
like, that's your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember, when I was like younger, I would always be like, my dad's here. And I would be like, papi,
yeah.
papi.
Uh-huh.
You know,
And
now
people
it's
make
like,
fun of you. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
now it's daddy issues. I'm like,
Yeah. I know. I still call puppy out of respect.
yeah,
But-
that's super sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You only get one.
You only get one.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them, they're shitty.
Yep. Absent.
So what? So have you always been into like that kind of music, and your parents were like, "Hey, we're gonna."
Yes. It's actually funny because my mom makes fun of my dad a lot. My dad is like very, very Mexican. Like he likes Jose and all that.
That's so funny.
But my mom was a rockero girl. Yeah, when she was like 20, because they both grew up in Mexico. When she was 20, though, she got tickets to come see the Rolling Stones in California.
Wow.
She flew out, took like a little, like one of those like Greyhound buses to Anaheim, like went to go see the Rolling Stones, and then flew
That's
back home. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so I think she like instilled that sense of like love of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got me like my first like CDs. Like I remember like getting the Linkin Park like, I think it was a Meteora album when I was like
Yeah.
in 6th or 7th grade, and then
Yeah.
obviously I got the American Idiot album. Yeah, she took me to like all my first concerts. Like I saw Fall Out Boy as a teenager.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And so your dad was the one that took you to Green Day?
Both of them took me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone went.
It was like a family affair. Yeah,
Da-
my dad, my mom, my brother, and I.
Wow.
So it was my brother's first concert too, which I feel bad because he didn't like Green Day as much as I
know,
did.
he's
But
like, ugh.
and he's like, well, I was like 11, so he was like 9. He was like, fuck this shit.
I know,
You know?
he's like, ugh.
Yeah, this is
He was
so lame.
dropping the F-bombs all
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
He's like,
Mhm.
ugh.
losing it. Yeah.
And now he could be like, yeah, I saw them live when I was 9. What
Yeah,
a big
whatever.
deal, you know?
No big deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's so amazing.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
So have your parents always been like really supportive with like your art career, all that?
I'd say my mom. I think my dad has just kind of been like tolerant. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Just
has
like
to be
whatever.
one.
Yeah.
There has to be one, you know? Where
He
he's
has never
"It's
like
cool,
shut me
but-"
down, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean that was one of the big things was like when I decided to do art school, I had to take out all like the loans myself. Like I didn't involve my parents in that at all.
Whoa.
Cause yeah, it was like, all right, figuring this out,
Whoa.
all me.
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they both drove me up there like move-in weekend and like they, you know.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so it's cool. It was like good memories in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Laguna Beach is only like an hour and a half away, and then
Yeah.
they'd come. Sometimes they'd come visit, or sometimes they'd come pick me up because I didn't have a car back then.
Yeah.
Or I would take the Amtrak home, and they'd pick me up at the Santa Fe Depot.
Nice.
so that's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it was still close enough for you to.
yeah.
go back and
I was
forth
scared to
and-
like go too far. You know, I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
of
attached to my
course.
parents. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Is
cool.
it just you and your brother?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just grew up babies.
That's awesome. I was probably super scary because you're just kind of like, oh my God, you're going to be in this new place.
Yeah.
And like, you're just going to go off. And like, I feel like everyone has like this kind of like feeling of like, what if I don't know? And what if I don't? But it's
definitely.
like, you're just really there to like learn and take
fun.
everything in.
Yeah.
And it's an experience and, you know, you make it to whatever you want it to be. And
and it was smaller too. It was a smaller school. So like my graduating class was like 104.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
definitely nice. Like I knew mostly everybody.
Nice.
You know, it's like more community based as opposed to like these big ass schools. Like,
and you don't like ever.
Yeah. You don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
That's
like
really
good, like little community. And then, I mean, the teachers were great. I remember like for our graduation week, because that was one of the things for like the fine art majors is like having like the art shows and stuff like that. And like some of our teachers would meet us there, obviously, because they're the ones who guided us to this point. But I remember like going for drinks with some of our teachers and like they were playing, I don't even remember what they were playing, like beer pong or something, like at the bar with our teachers, you know, who are like 40 and we're like 22, 23. Yeah.
You're like, is this really my teacher?
Yeah. Just chilling.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just throwing down the drinks.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That's so cool.
Still have the memories on my Snapchat. It's cute.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was very wholesome.
I'm glad that you had like a good experience with that. You know, what'd you do when you got back? Were you like,
it was hard.
I'm like now like.
It was weird too. I honestly, like, I will admit, I felt like a little bit pretentious with my degree at the time. I was like, you know, like, felt like a big shot and like, ooh, look at me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got like humbled pretty quickly and then just, I don't know. So I wanted to like find a space to show here in San Diego.
Yeah.
But it was hard, one, because I didn't have like connections or friends in the art scene.
Yeah.
And then two, like, I didn't know like where to go, you know, like La Jolla has like their art scene, but it's a lot of older folks. It's a lot of like landscape or like kitschy kind of niche art. And then I figured like, well, maybe Barrio, because like I'm Mexican, they're Mexican, like
yeah.
But everybody here's self-taught for the most part, which is really cool. But yeah, definitely like taught me to like bring my ego down. It's like, you know, like just because I have this education doesn't mean I'm like hot shit, you know, like. And yeah, like I made friends. Ale Ruiz Tostado. She introduced me to Chelly over at Luna Bloom. They introduced me to Jasmine Puentes, and it's just been really cool, just like making friends and like having them. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
it's important.
This world for me. Yeah,
it's
like
super
if it wasn't
important.
for like you guys, you know, like obviously now we're friends.
Yeah, we've always been friends.
Yeah, always since the day I was born.
Yeah, I know. I remember when you were born.
Yeah, me too.
You're so cute. I held you. I'm just kidding. You're like
girl.
You're like, what?
You were like 10.
I
probably.
know.
You were like 6 years old, maybe.
I could still hold you.
That's true. You could hold me as a child.
Yeah.
But
you know when they sit you down, you're like, okay, if you
like
want to hold the baby, sit on the couch, and then you sit. And you're like you hold it. You're like, damn, this baby's fucking heavy.
Yeah, scary.
I
don't think I held my first baby until I was like 21, 22.
Shut up.
I was the baby in the family. My brother and
Whoa. I held all the babies. I
We
was
were the
like,
babies.
bring all the babies. I want to hold all the babies. And so everyone had babies, and I was like, ever since I was a baby, I was like, I loved babies. I'm the second to the oldest, so all my siblings are younger than me, you know. So I was like, I was like,
how many do you have? Siblings?
I only have one.
No, siblings.
Oh, there's 6 of us.
Oh, damn.
Me including is 6, you know.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of
So,
siblings.
yeah, and like it's nice now because it's like my siblings are having kids.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so then, you know,
Are
my
older or younger than your kid?
They're younger than mine.
Oh, okay. So she's the
Yeah.
oldest then?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
was the first granddaughter.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I was
special.
like, I'll be the first. I'll bless
Yep.
my mom with a granddaughter.
Let them know.
I remember I called my mom and I was like, guess what? And she's like, what? I'm like, guess who's pregnant? And she's like, my mom was like, La perra. And I'm like, yo. Because she would always
Soy.
I'm like, yo soy la perra. Because she would always be like, we would always be like, oh, vas a ser abuelita,
Yeah.
the dog's gonna have puppies. And then
that's
so,
funny.
yeah. And so she's like, I'm like, guess who's pregnant? And she's like, la perra. And I'm like, yo soy la perra. But it was like the funniest thing. But I gave my mom her first grandchild.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was she happy or scared?
She was, I think she kind of was like
girl.
not
Yeah.
like knowing what, like I could tell she was like excited and
Yeah.
like she was there when I gave birth. Like my
Okay.
mom was like in the room and
Nice.
she was crying. She's
Aw.
like, yo sé cómo se siente. And I was like, shut up, I'm having a baby.
Yeah.
That's like, and I was like, oh. But it was she's a better grandma.
Yeah.
Because grandmas, they're like sweet
Yeah,
and they're just awesome and they're just like,
Yeah,
hermosa.
spoiling.
And you're like, how come you never
Yeah,
called
you
me
weren't
that?
like that with me.
And so she's like, she's all like obsessed and
Yeah.
she like tells her all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
and
that's
like
cute.
they're the same height.
Oh.
And-
Yeah, because grandmas are tiny.
They're tiny,
Yeah.
you're just like,
I like to
okay.
tell people I don't have grandmas.
Why?
Because they died when I was little.
Oh.
But I like to say it because then they're like, oh.
They're like,
I'm like, I can't relate to your abuelita stories.
I know. You're like, sorry. Both of them when you were young?
Well, we were estranged from my dad's mom.
Same.
Yeah, dad's.
I know.
But my mom's mom died when I was 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very young.
Yeah, I was little. She had cancer. So.
Oh, that
R.I.P.
sucks.
R.I.P. to the best. The matriarch.
Yeah.
To this day, they still talk about her, though.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
like, damn, that
about.
was a long
You
time
want to have a
ago.
legacy like
Yeah,
that.
honestly, true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things, I mean, it sucks to think about, right? Like,
yeah.
what about when you pass and like
Yeah.
how will people remember you and all that kind of stuff, And so
But yeah, she definitely left a legacy. She made clothes just like you.
shut up. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Anyone that sews is cool.
Yeah. So true.
Rama, you the best.
Props.
She's
Yeah.
probably like right now. She's
She's
gonna
like
listen
turning
to
in
the
her grave.
podcast.
Yeah.
She's
Up in
like,
heaven. Or down in hell. you
I
don't
know, yeah, wherever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have
Somewhere in the
headphones
middle.
or whatever the hell
yeah.
they
Chilling
listen to it with.
technology. Imagine coming back
Yeah.
to life after being like, okay, like she died, let's say, 1999, right? Imagine coming back to life in 2023.
No,
Like
that
what?
would suck.
That would have hella
Like
sucked.
you would be like, why
What
can I
is
see their
this?
face on the phone now?
Yeah.
And you're like, I should put on a shirt.
Yeah.
Let me put on a shirt. They're like,
I'm scared.
you know,
right
you're
now.
like,
yeah.
you're like, it's FaceTime, but we could still see you sitting on that toilet, Mom.
Yeah.
You know, so
Very true.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That would be
That'd be
just, it's such a
fucked up.
trip how
Yeah.
technology just did a lot of crazy stuff,
Yeah.
within like, I feel like a short
Like
amount of
20
time.
years maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Yeah. Because I remember calling my grandma in Mexico when I was like a kid, and they would be like, hold on. And then they would go and like look for her, and you could hear the chitter chatter in the back, like,
that's true. The
"Es para-
landlines.
es para Consuelo," and then they're like running around like the whole fucking town trying to find her.
Yeah, she's somewhere
You
in
know?
there.
And then they
Somewhere
would
in
come
that place.
back like 5
Yeah.
minutes later. Doña Consuelo no está. And you're like,
You're like, all right.
okay. And you're like, all right. I just wasted five minutes
Yeah.
of my calling card,
Honestly, yeah, I miss
But,
that.
yeah.
Damn. Honestly, even maybe like 15 years ago, I remember there was a couple of times where my mom would be in Mexico and my brother and I would be here. Obviously, like with her dad.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, we'd call on the landline. It was like, yeah, like my tia would answer whatever. Oh, let me check where she is, blah, blah. And then, yeah, just hearing the shuffling around and you're just like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't get that now. Like, you just call somebody, they don't
I
answer, and you're
know.
like, text them like, yo, what's up?
I know. Where you at?
Yeah.
Answer my phone call.
WYA. Yeah.
Dude, I think so. There's the pros and the cons, right? So like the landlines, like before it's like call directly and you could be like, oh, I'm gonna call my mom's house,
Yeah.
and it's like someone's gonna answer it because
Yeah.
there's a million people there, and then I could just basically be like, it's my mom there, and they'll be
Yeah.
like, yeah, and
Yeah.
then they'll pass it to my mom. Now if I want to talk to my mom, I gotta call her cell phone, which she's never gonna answer.
Yeah, she never answers on the first time.
Yeah, ever. And so then she's like, ay, es que lo tenía apagado.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And then so I have to call one of my siblings and basically be like, is my mom at home? And then they're like, yeah, she's in the living room. Can you tell her to answer her phone? And they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
and then my mom, you finally call. And she's like, oh, I was outside talking to the lady, and you're just like, girl, why do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to call you.
I know. I'm like, I'm calling you because I have juicy cheese man.
Yeah, always.
But she didn't really care.
Yeah.
She's like,
I called my mom
whatever.
this morning. I was like, hey, can I bring my laundry over? Because I didn't want to pay at my complex today.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm tired of paying $2.50 for this shit.
Yeah.
And I call, and it like didn't go through, and I was like, she'll call me back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, she's calling me, and she's like, sorry, I was in the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, well, that's valid, but I've answered it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just like clench.
Whenever you have to like flush, just mute it.
Yeah. Oh, smart. I usually just like wait.
I know.
I'm like,
because you don't want to leave someone a surprise.
Yes,
and they're like, oh,
That's smart.
just basically be like, it's your turn to talk. I'm gonna mute.
Let me just boop. And then you have to wait like a whole minute for
I know. They're like, what was that? You're like, oh, the airplanes pass by here all the time, and
it's my cats.
Yeah, they're just they got an airplane. And they got
there.
like they're just.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But dude, I'm like so excited because I love that we had you for the Sewing is Life
yeah, that one was so fun.
show. Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
And I just remember thinking, I'm like, wow, that's like, it's so original, your work,
Thank you.
where it's like you're just kind of like, whoa, and like the texture. And I remember so many people touched it.
Oh, no way.
They
That's
touched
funny.
it. They're like, let me touch it, but
just like, let me lick it.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
Let me just
doesn't
taste it. It's
taste-
toxic, so don't don't eat oil paints because you'll die.
lick it. You will die.
Yeah, even the fumes. One time I got like not toxic shock, but I remember you're supposed to paint in like a well ventilated space with oils, and I just like I didn't think about it.
Whoa.
And yeah, I was just like breathing that shit in all night, and I woke up like
Your
super
pupils are all
fucked up.
dilated.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm really high as
I
fuck.
couldn't even move. I was like,
Shut
Yeah,
up.
I just was like,
That's freaking
yeah, it
scary.
was very scary.
That's so
I had
insane.
to like grab like my water from the side of the bed and like chug it, and then like, yeah, it was
Whoa.
intense.
Is there a specific reason why you paint with oils? Is that like
I
your...
just like it.
Yeah.
Acrylics dries really fast.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oils usually dries like between, well, the way that I paint dries between like 3 and 5 days, but can take like up to a week to dry. So I like that. I don't know. I also just kind of like the vibrancy I can get. Like I know people work with acrylics and get really vibrant colors too, but yeah, I don't know.
That's very cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's
Have
fun.
you ever worked on like something like gigantic?
Yeah, in art school I had to.
Really?
And I was like, I'm never doing this shit when I graduate.
Shut
yeah.
up.
I had to do
How
like,
big
I
was
probably
it?
painted on like something like the side of this table.
Whoa.
Honestly, probably even bigger. I hated it. It was not fun. I mean, it was fun actually, but
yeah. It was fun, but
yeah, but it's a lot.
Oh, I'm
It goes through
sure.
a lot of paint. I mean, there's like ways to make your paint like last.
Yeah.
With like oil, like adding actual oil, like linseed oil, things like that.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, I don't even have like a full studio. Like I paint out of my apartment now, so I'm like,
Yeah,
it's not
which is
realistic.
good. Are
Yeah.
you kidding?
I
Like,
paint small now. This
yeah.
size.
No, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's like such a good size too.
It's affordable too, and I can price my things
Yeah.
at like affordable.
Thank you.
rates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it is one of those things for me, like whenever I'm creating, I want to be able to like sit there and create something within the time that I sit there.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like really work on something that's going to
Yeah.
take
Beyond.
months, weeks,
Yeah.
like it's just it just feels like I don't know, a lot,
Yeah.
where you're just kind of like having to like
Come
take
back
so
to
much.
it.
Yeah.
Other people could do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't have the capacity to like,
Yeah. I
you
get
know.
bored.
Exactly,
Yeah.
me too.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
Like,
like,
I want to be done with it.
exactly. Yeah. And I think that that's like the part about like for it not to be overwhelming, right? Where you're just kind of like, you know what? If I start and I finish this, or then I'm good and I could move on to something else.
Yeah.
And like that, it just feels like there's some progress.
Yeah, I definitely feel more accomplished. Sometimes I'll like start a painting and it's just like not an inspiring day, and I'll just like paint and I'm like, this sucks, so then I'll put it away. I'm like, fuck it, like I'll come back to this whenever I like want to. But then those days like feels like dookie. Yeah. But then other times I'll like, oh, I really want to paint today, and sit down and like whip something out in like 45 minutes, and then I'm like, heck yeah, like let me just post this to my feed.
You're like, I'm a fucking boss ass bitch. That's what I am.
I am the bossest.
Exactly.
Ass.
You're like, I'm also bossy.
Yeah.
Are you? No, I can't see that.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. Ask my partner.
Yeah, I know, right? Is she
like,
bossy?
Is she? Yeah.
No, I can't see you like being bossy.
I feel like I'm not like bossy. I'm definitely particular. Like I like things like my way. And if you don't do them my way, then you're probably dumb. But
thank you. I like that too.
Heck yeah.
I'm
my
like,
way or the highway.
Can you clean the rice like this?
Yeah. Can you wash the dishes like this?
Like this.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it's better.
It's better. It's better.
The sponge doesn't stink afterwards.
Yeah. There's a method to the madness.
Definitely.
It's not just like being crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's facts.
Facts.
We've lived it.
Yeah, no brainer.
There's a lot of experience washing dishes.
Yeah. I know, I'm like anti dishwashing machine. I don't know if it's just because I'm Mexican or.
Are you kidding me? It has to be that.
Yeah.
I had one, you know.
I have one right now. I have not used it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you want your dishes to fucking smell weird and just.
They get cloudy too.
Yeah.
My old job had a dishwasher and people would just run that shit. And then they'd like take out the dishes and there's still like little crusties. And I'm like,
no, I can't. I had one and like I just used it for storage.
Smart. I should use mine for storage.
You know? Yeah. It's so funny because like I think like I had friends over and they had like kids and they pushed the buttons and I was like, well, I guess they're gonna wash the dishes that are in there.
The storage is in there.
At least there's dishes in there and it's not like something else, you know. But they were just. I was like, well, now they're gonna get washed, you know. But
some
my
water,
mom,
soap.
you're like, fuck it, it's just water, and probably dirty ass water because it's been sitting there for a long time, like, you know. But I remember my mom, she like. She's like, what is this? You know, she came over. We were living in downtown at that time, but we were living in a loft. So she was just
was that the one by the House of Blues that you told me
Yes. And so I like, she's like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's a dishwasher. Yeah. And she's like, no. Like, and I was like messing around with her because, you know, she's hardcore, like Mexican. Yeah. And I was like, oh, put the dishes in the dishwasher. It'll be easier, you know? And she's like, she like almost like had like a fucking she's like, how dare you insult me like that? I could wash all of these in 10 minutes. And you're like, oh my God. But she was just like so like just, what? Yeah. That's she was like, how dare you introduce me to a dishwasher?
Yeah, that's
you know?
funny.
And she was just so offended by it. But she was like, she's like, ugh. She's like, this thing doesn't work, you know. And so for me, I was like, and she just got like her kitchen remodeled and I'm like, oh, you should put a dishwasher. No. She's like, ugh. She's just so mad about it. And
so funny.
She's like, maybe another oven but not a dishwasher,
smart.
you know. But
another oven would be cool. I don't even cook.
She's all into she's like an amazing cook. Does all you know, if she could just cook all day, she would bring out all her recetas and
cute.
You know, she's got like notebooks and she's like, oh my God, you know,
so cute.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, it's all on Pinterest now, right?
That's true. You just Google that. Yeah,
for real. But it's so hard because it's like I've like tried looking for, you know, like recetas for like pozole and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about with this?
And then they give you like their life story.
And you're like, what? So the only recipe that I have on the fridge is for pozole.
Oh, nice.
And it's in Spanglish.
Oh, nice.
There's
I call my mom if I need a recipe.
Exactly.
I'm like, can you text it to me?
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes
She's
later.
Like, fuck. She's like, I'm gonna have to write this whole thing out.
Yeah.
You know?
I was actually just thinking this weekend, I was like, I need to ask my mom for recipes for like, I mean, knock on wood, God forbid, but like for when she die, you know? I'm like, how am I gonna make the food that my mom made me?
And it's just like, I feel like with food, I utilize it as like, because I get like, as soon as like the the time starts to change, where it's like it gets darker earlier, like I get super emo. Like I'll be like, oh my god, like I'll, you know, like I just kind of feel a little bit more sluggish.
Yeah,
and I get, like,
you get the capital SAD.
Yeah, like big time. And so for me, I was like I read like somewhere about like how to deal with like seasonal depression, but also like just kind of like feeling down, and like how could you get out of like funks like that. And so one of the things to me, dude, one of the things was that like comfort foods, like where it's like things that you would eat when you were a kid, you know. And so for me, I was like, oh my god, like sopa de fideo, like enchiladas. You're like, oh fuck yeah, we're going to town with all this shit, you know. And so it was like, I think it did really help me to just kind of basically be like, okay, like I could have like, you know, like a bowl of like pozole, and just kind of like
feel better.
It was like warming, and just, you know, because it's like it's getting darker earlier, so then you're in this place of like, oh my god, what can we like do to be inside and not like just sit and like the night's longer
it's
and
just so long, and you're just like, this is depressing, I could be asleep. It's like 5 p.m.
I know. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
It's awake time.
That like seriously for me as a kid, like I just always remember feeling like so like restless and just like, oh my god, like we're just here and there's like hours and hours until like we go to bed. And I just kind of like felt like I don't know. I don't even remember like that experience as a kid. I'm like trying to think. I mean, I remember like being able to play outside until the sun came down. Exactly.
Yeah, but then you're like inside like, ugh.
I
feel like my mom would just like put on movies for us at that point.
That's cool.
Just like, okay, we're chilling. Or like we'd go play.
Play bingo inside or something.
I know. I've been telling my partner I want to get like board games.
Fun.
Like Battleship. You know, like I want to just play. Yeah. You're like, I'm going to master this. And I'm going to win. And you could like make bets. Yeah, that's true.
Like if I win.
I try to bet him. Sometimes he won't.
Because he knows he's going to lose. He's like, damn it.
Yeah.
He's
all
like,
the time.
She's going to win.
Because I'm always right and I know everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Like they have a shirt. It's like, I don't need Google because I'll just ask my wife. She's always right. Yes.
You hear that, Manny?
I know. Yes. Ask me. I have all the info. You're like, I don't know about that.
I believe it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll back it up too for you, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Like, she knows.
Yeah. She knows. Yeah.
You
like
know?
earlier, so I went on a hike yesterday and it kicked my ass. So earlier before I came here, because I was descalza at home, but I was like, I need to put my socks on, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm going to put on some Vicks Vapor Rub on my feet because they're like tired, you know? But then I couldn't find it in the bathroom. And so I told my partner, I was like, hey, can you pass me the Vicks Vapor Rub? I think it's on your side of the bed. I think it's on your nightstand. He's like, it's not over there. I was like, it's not in the bathroom, so it has to be on your nightstand because you're the only one who uses it if it's not in the bathroom. And he like looks and he's like, oh, you're right. And passes it over. And I'm like, motherfucker.
I know
I told you. Yeah.
You're like, I know I was right.
Pro tip though, Vicks Vapor Rub for your feet when they're all swollen.
For anything. If you have like a cold, if you have like just freaking
mosquito bites, just put that shit on.
Oh my god, so good.
I should do a painting of that.
You should. That would be so good.
True Mexican delicacy. Just don't
True.
Need it. Yeah.
You're like sana culito de rana right there. Or maybe do like a little culito de rana.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Frog butt.
He's got like a nice little BBL going on.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, that frog got a fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I saw somebody at the Costco earlier. Remember I told you I was at Costco? She's like crossing the little like pedestrian crosswalk. She's walking like, and I was like, she just got a BBL.
Oh. That's like a lot.
It's very round. But she also was walking like she was in pain. I'm like, are you supposed to walk when you get one?
I don't know. I think you're not supposed to really sit. You have to sit like in a donut or something.
That sucks. What if you have to poop?
I don't know. That does suck.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I know that like I have like the worst of luck with medical stuff.
Oh.
So I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah.
Any kind of procedure. I'm just gonna stay ugly.
I got my
the
wisdom
rest of my
teeth
life.
out, and that was enough.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had
Nothing
good
more.
insurance at the time. So when they took out my wisdom teeth, they put me under.
Oh, nice.
And so I just woke up and I was like fuck all you guys.
Like this.
Yeah. And they were like, and so I called and I was like, all right, my appointment is tomorrow.
Yeah.
They actually had called in. They're like, make sure you get your medication, like put in your prescription now. And I was like, all right. And so I prepared for everything. Like, I was like, I'm going to have this and I'm going to do this. And like, I was just, they were like, do it on a Thursday, get Friday off.
And then, like,
and then you could have like the whole weekend off. And then by the time you go back to work, you'll be like not swollen. And so I wasn't like crazy swollen, you know, but I was like, whoa, like it was just like, I'm so glad that I wasn't awake for it, because it's just the traumatizing experience of like someone like standing like over you and just yanking your mouth, and you're like, and you're like sore.
And they inject that
because they go ham.
Do they inject you if you're asleep still? Yeah, that makes sense.
They inject you.
Pain would wake you up.
And they were like, all right, they're like, here comes the gas mask. And you're like, yes.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
That's
and
funny.
I just remember thinking like when I woke up, I was just mad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was mad.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't I tell you to get me my sunglasses? I was so mad at my sister. And she's like, you have them on your face.
Yeah. In the hospital?
We were like in the car already, and I was like, hey, can you hand me my sunglasses? And she's like, yeah. So I guess she had given them to me.
Oh.
And then I was like, didn't I tell you to
like
give me my
them.
sunglasses? And she's like
breaking them in your hand.
And she's like, bitch, you got them on. And I was like,
oh, shit.
I was like, oh my God.
That's funny.
I was just like in this weird place
of anger.
But I was very aggressive. So
That's funny.
don't put me under again.
Yeah. Was that the only time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird, you know?
Yeah.
I was very like
inner Claudia's.
Yeah.
Angry.
I was like, I was coming out and I was like bossy and,
damn.
you know, and I was like, whoa, that's not me at all,
yeah.
you know?
Damn, that's
Should
crazy.
be sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
I'll just pretend, you know, someone put me under and
then just be like, whoa,
I
crazy.
know. Didn't I tell you?
Sunglasses.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't go under for mine. My dad's my dentist, so he's a dentist in Tijuana.
Shut the hell up!
And then so we did it. We did one tooth at a time, because he was like, I don't believe in putting people under, and I don't believe in like taking them all at the same time. He's like, it's too much trauma for the mouth.
That's what I'm saying.
So we did them one at a time, like over the course of like several months.
Dude, that is amazing that your dad's a dentist.
Yeah, all my dental shit I get for free.
Damn, you have a good daddy.
Yeah, I know, papi.
Dude, because dental stuff is so
expensive. Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do when he retires. Honestly, I'm gonna be fucked up for life. Just never go back to the dentist. Yeah.
You're like you can't retire.
I know, he's like 60 now.
Whoa.
He's ready. I don't think he's gonna retire till he's like 70 maybe.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Mexican fucking parents, they don't fucking.
My grandpa didn't retire till he was 90.
Shut the hell up.
He just kept working.
What was he doing?
He was a lawyer.
Whoa. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, he was probably like, dude, I gotta keep this going.
Make the money.
You know? He's like, dude, are you kidding? That's freaking awesome.
It was cool. I mean, at that point, it was like private practice, but like before he got too old, he worked for Pemex down in Mexico City.
Was there any kind of expectation for you to kind of go into like the medical field or like some kind of like profession?
I think more
like that?
so for his kids, like my tios and tias. Yeah, there was more expectations. I think for his grandkids, I don't know. He didn't really care. He was like, do you, homie?
Yeah. Did you have like? Did your dad feel like he? Did you ever feel like any expectation from your parents for you to do something else other than like art? I think my mom would have liked for me to like do something. My mom's a psychologist. I think she would have liked for me to like follow in her footsteps. I took a couple psychology classes at Southwestern. Nice. And I liked them, but I was like, I don't know, like I don't really, like you have to get a master's for that shit, like even a PhD, and I'm like, and like, I've always liked art. Yeah. I think my dad was just like, as long as you make money, you know, and he's still like that. Yeah. Like, as long as you're making money. Yeah. Or at least like being independent. Yeah. Where it's like they don't have to worry about you. Yeah. And, because I feel like that is like the thing, where it's like my parents were never like for like an art career or anything like that. They were like, we came to this country so you could like have all the opportunities. It's like, why do you want to do that? Like, like, and so it's like, it's so interesting that like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
glad that they were like, hey, just do
Just do
something that
you.
is going to,
Make money.
you know,
I'm not making money, but it's fine.
I mean, as long as like you're able to
Yeah.
like pay like
Pay a
your
bill.
bills
Yeah.
and, you know, like, and I feel like I was talking to Manny about it today, and I was like, I feel like society puts like these expectations of like what should we have, or what should we do, or how we should move, and all these kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
And it's important to like know what we want for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, of like what is like success, and like
Yeah, definitely.
what does that look like for you, and like, you know, because it's like it looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, success does look different for everyone, and so
That's very true.
being able to like really just ask yourself those questions of like what is like a fulfilled life look like.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I feel like it's been hard too, because I mean, like with inflation and all that shit, and like rent going up, the cost of living going up, like it's impossible to live like without like a full-time job with benefits. But I'm like, the most unhappiest I've ever been in my life was when I was full-time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, like
So
you're there 9 to
true.
5 and you're just like, fuck, dude, and you're there 5 days a week, and it's like, damn, like you're going home, you're like tired, you like don't want to be doing shit, you know.
Yeah.
And now I'm like in between a couple part-time jobs, and yeah, I've been like wanting to paint more, and I've been wanting to like draw and like get creative, or like experiment, like printmaking and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't feel this way when I was working full-time. Like when I was working full-time, I was just like, man, like I just need to make it to another day.
Tired, and
Yeah.
like it's not just like showing up to a job. It's like mentally exhausting, and like, you know, processing all of that kind of stuff, and so it could be a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like, yes, it's very difficult to basically be like, this is your 9 to 5, and like you're just going there, and then you leave, and you're like, I'm just like living someone else's like vision and all that kind of stuff, which then you're just like, damn, what am I doing with my life? You know. But I'm glad that there is like teaching artist jobs and
I know,
all
those
that
are
kind
fun.
of stuff.
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
been
like it
fun.
really like allows for you to like at least still be somehow involved in like art, and like not just that, but like really like inspiring to like kids.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only had 1 week at arts so far, and like that was really fun. The kids are super excited. But like so you know, I was at Minge, and then I left.
Yeah.
So I was at the ICA
Yeah.
over the summer, and I was doing their summer camp.
Oh, fun.
And like that made me think like, oh shit, you know, like this is actually like fun. Like I mean, the kids are exhausting. And there's like some days where like they don't want to do the project, so I'm like, what am I gonna do with you? But you know, like it's definitely cool.
Yeah.
So like now that I'm doing the after school with the Reason to Survive, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like this is cool. Like let me like get my like footing here. Like this is something that,
That's so cool.
yeah, it's been nice and rewarding. And then I mean the kids are excited. Then it's like teaching me more about myself too, like how to be patient, or like change my thinking, you know.
Of course. Yeah. I love like the teaching and all that kind of stuff, because it's like you really get to like meet kids, and you're like, oh my god, like they're doing like, that's like pretty insane right there. That piece of art is like pretty insane. And then
They're talented.
and then you're like, oh my god, they're so talented, but they're also doing so much other stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then you're just kind of like, whoa, I didn't know that there was like so many layers to like, you know, you showing up and basically being like, we're gonna do this kind of art.
Yeah.
And like art is like such a therapeutic experience, you know, where you're just kind of like laying everything out, and like just no holds like bars. You're just kind of like all in it, you know. And I feel like there isn't like a lot of kids that have like, you know, someone that they could really talk to, or that they could really like express themselves with, that they're not going to be judged with.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so it's nice to basically be able to, you know, have like a class where you're just kind of like, I'm going to draw today. And like,
we're going to draw together.
Yeah. And it is building that relationship, you know, where you're, you know, they're like, oh, you know, she's excited to see like my work. And like some of us didn't ever have parents that they were like, wow, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, like for example, I think this is hilarious, but a lot of the kids are really into Pokemon. And Pokemon came out when I was a kid. Like that shit came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
When I was in like 1st or 2nd grade. So it's like funny to get like we work some of the week with 3rd and 4th, and then the other week other parts of the week with 5th and 6th, like they all like Pokemon.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So then like like a lot of them will want to draw Pokemon, and I'm like, yeah, let's draw them. And like so I remember one of them wanted to draw like Charizard or something, but he was like, oh, I can't figure it out. And I was like, here, do it like this. And I like started drawing it for him, and he was like, how do you know who Charizard is? And it's like, bruh, like, you know, I've been around.
You're like, we invented Charizard.
Yeah.
We are Charizard.
We are Charizard. That's us.
For reals. Yeah. He's like,
that's when he's like, what?
she's cool.
Yeah. I'm a
You're
cool
like,
kid.
yes, I am.
Yeah. Don't
Like,
take me for
I'm
granted.
multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
I'm not just a teacher.
Yeah. I'm a human
I'm
being.
a fucking artist.
Yeah.
Tell your parents to buy my art.
I know, right? I should just like start bringing some paintings.
I
like,
know. You're like, by the way, guys,
Yeah.
you know. And so I think it's like it's really cool though that like there's an actual artist teaching that class because it's like it puts so much things into like where they're like, oh,
yeah,
you know, because then they're like, wait, this is what you do for work?
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah,
dude, you could do this
and
too.
then they're like, I want to do this, you know, and then you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I feel like there's like so many like pathways of like art and it doesn't have to be like so like this way in order for you to be like some kind of like success.
Yeah, no,
or
for
like,
sure.
oh, you're a freaking well-known artist because you do X, Y, and Z. It's like there's so many like elements to like, you know, being like a great artist and like being like a respected artist, you know, and especially when you're able to like utilize, you know, your talent and like your hard work and like your technique to basically inspire that next generation.
Yeah, and like let them know that there's like so many options. Yeah, I mean there are really like so many routes. Like the artists that I work with, their name's Iris. I think they went to school for like animation and illustration.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I went to school for drawing and painting, like
That's
more classic, you know. But like, and then obviously like we've both ended up in teaching, and I think Iris works at the new Children's Museum.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's like gold right there.
Yeah.
It's like you know, especially like having two teachers that like that's like their background.
Yeah.
Then you're just like, I have a million questions. How do I like?
What can I do?
You know?
And there's so much you could do.
Yeah.
Whether it's
That
like
is
comics,
awesome.
film, you know. I don't know.
That's freaking so cool.
It's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool so far.
What are you up to now?
Like right now.
Like,
no, I'm just kidding.
Art wise,
yeah, I've just been doing the digital art recently. I don't know. Have you heard of Inktober?
yeah.
Okay, so apparently
There's, like,
the
30
guy,
days,
30
right?
days, 31 days.
Yeah.
Apparently the guy who started Inktober is really problematic. So a bunch of different artists have made like different prompts. So there's one artist, her username is Mab Graves.
Yeah.
And she's like an illustrator. She made a different set of prompts for like the whole month of October, so one a day.
Nice.
So I've been trying to do that with my tablet, just trying to get like familiar with it. But I have a commission for a friend that I need to get done this weekend.
Wow.
Because I promised it to him like 2 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna finish it this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to do like different things. I want to do more prints, but I need to buy more printmaking paper. But I get paid tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow I'll go buy some stuff.
Judging.
Yeah.
Nice.
This year I've been like only doing stuff like out of invitation though, for the most part. Like I've been like too lazy to apply. No, I've submitted to like maybe 1 or 2 things, but for the most part I've just kind of been like taking it easy. It's been a long year.
Yeah. Plus it's like that's the beautiful thing that it's like you get to decide what you want to do and what you don't want to do and where you want to focus time and energy.
Yeah.
You are the only one that knows like what you could take on at the moment and what you can't take on.
Yeah, it's just been a really long year. But I'm hoping next year I'm feeling more inspired to like submit to more stuff. Honestly, I would love to do like a residency somewhere. Yeah. A lot of the national parks are up in the Grand Canyon right now. But a lot of the national parks offer residencies like at their parks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Usually like I think they're like usually 6 weeks. Like Joshua Tree does it, Grand Canyon does it, Zion does it.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to pay to apply. So it's like $35 or something.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
not bad.
But yeah, and then you just like submit like your like idea to them. And I mean, if they like your idea, they'll accept you, and then you get like the stipend, you get like a living space, and some of the parks will ask that you like do a lesson while you're there.
That's
teach them stuff,
awesome.
but others will just be like, yeah, do an art show at the end. So that's something I've like wanted to do for the last couple of years. I just haven't like motivated myself to apply, but I'm like,
dude, that is amazing.
that would be cool to do.
That is such a great and what better place to like create
than in nature. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's something I've been thinking about. It's in the back of my mind.
Dude, if there's any way that we could help with that, like,
I know,
that would
just
be
like Joshua Tree.
Where you at, Joshua Tree?
Let me in.
Help my friend get there. They're like, oh my god,
like, girl, chill.
I know you gotta do the eyebrow thing. That's what scares people, or at least it scares her. She's like, oh shit, she means business.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
doesn't scare anyone anymore.
Yeah.
You're like, I thought you were being weird. I am, but
Valid.
Dude, that is such an amazing thing.
Yeah, I know it's really cool that they
that.
offer that. Yeah,
That's so amazing.
You could probably do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah, that's
kinda,
valid.
I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff
I
going
know,
on.
I'm like,
your airport thing.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
it's a lot of work.
right.
Yeah.
Then we're having a fashion show
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
in December.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I
So
was telling
it'll
mommy
be-
about that this morning. It's like my friend's cool.
You're like,
Yeah.
my friend is doing that. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a great, like,
You're gonna like walk down the runway.
not me, but
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Other people.
Yeah, other
Yeah.
people. Because I'm
Manny.
like, I'll be all like, I know, Manny's like,
Yeah. Ooh, doing the
Like,
what is the
what
ice
is-
thing from Zoolander?
yes,
What is
like
it called?
something steel.
Yeah,
Blue steel.
Blue steel. Just like
I know, you have to do the mouth like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
they do like the mouth like,
like puckered,
I
and then like
know.
his face.
Like a duck
Yeah.
face. Like he almost has sun in his face,
Yeah.
but like I don't know what's going on with his mouth.
That
He's
was a
like,
good movie.
oh my god, that is
Yeah.
hilarious.
That
I'm
movie
like,
was really good.
how the hell? Yeah.
Ben Stiller's movies, honestly, most of them are
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. I like seeing him on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I've never seen that.
He's very like serious and he's like so annoyed with
That's
him.
so
and,
funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to
Which
look it
I'm
up.
like, oh
That's
shit.
a show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never
It's
seen it.
just it's you could
That's
really
funny.
start it at any point.
Okay.
You know,
And it's
but
just good.
it's just it's
Okay.
hilarious and you're just like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Because they're just so like, you're like, why are they complicating their life so
Yeah.
much? You know, you're just
Me.
like, oh
Me
my
to
god.
me. As always.
I know, you're like, damn it. Well, maybe like it'll
It'll help me.
help you,
Yeah.
you know.
True.
But yeah, but dude, it's like so hilarious. But dude, that's a really cool
I
like
know.
thing for, because it's like that's what better place to create and to just
Yeah.
unplug and to do all that than a freaking
Yeah, national park.
yeah. Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
And then they pay you, like a little stipend for like food or supplies or whatever it is.
Wow.
I mean, you get like a place to live.
that's freaking
Yeah.
awesome. For how long?
I think it's usually 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, usually 6 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
awesome.
know. I just need to find out if I can bring my cats.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
Maybe.
know.
That's true. Just sneak them
Yeah,
in. Cats
yeah.
are quiet. They're not like dogs.
Yeah,
Just, like,
yeah.
barking
They're
all
not
over
like
the place.
dogs. Yeah.
Just like,
It's like just yeah.
Yeah.
Just you know,
chilling.
don't even tell them.
Yeah. Just like
There's no
sneaking in.
cats.
Yeah. Just like,
There's no
ignore
cats
the
here.
smell.
I know. They're like,
That's
what's
just my
that thing
pants."
over there? They're like, I think that's an alien.
I think a box broke
I
in.
know. I'm like,
I don't know.
that's not mine.
Yeah.
She
Must
brought
be
it with her.
Yeah. Wild cat. I don't know.
Yeah. There's wild cats out here.
Yeah. They're like, no, there's not.
I know. They're like, it wouldn't survive. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it will.
Mhm.
But dude, that's
Yeah.
so freaking cool.
Yeah. So one day, I don't know, maybe next year, maybe the year
Yeah.
after.
Oh my god, that would be so great.
Mhm.
Like that's like a mini vacation.
Yeah, honestly,
Like, how
just
is it-
painting,
Yeah.
just making art.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. That's what
That
I
would
was
be
thinking. I'm
nice.
like, that would be such a like you would have
getaway.
to like
Yeah.
document that like every single day, like
Yeah.
just because we would want to see it and like
Yeah, it'd be so
imagine how
cool.
fulfilling and like just every single day, like it has to be life changing.
Yeah.
Because then every day you're just waking up with the whole sole purpose of like,
like
this
just making
mission,
art. I know.
you know?
Yeah.
So imagine how much that would influence you coming back and just being like,
I'll just be so
I quit
happy.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm
You know, let me just
officially
quit. Yeah.
full time,
Yeah.
you know?
Full-time painter. I know. I always think about that. I don't know if I could commit to being like a full-time creative just because I burn out. I can't imagine, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm just I only just recently got out of like a little slump that I was in with the printmaking stuff. That was like my first
Like, yeah.
like step back into art making. Yeah, because
How
my
do you
friend
deal
had
with
commissioned
that?
me 2 months ago for this
Yeah.
painting, and I don't tell him. I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen.
But I started it like 2 weeks ago.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Procrastination is
Yeah.
like one of those kind of things where it's like I've really like have wanted to know where procrastination comes from. Like, what is
Yeah.
that like? What
I feel
are
like
you
it's
dealing with?
perfectionism. You know, it's
You
like
know?
you.
Are you a Virgo?
No, I'm a Scorpio.
Ooh, when's your birthday?
November 7th.
Fun. I love Scorpios.
I know, I love
Oh
Scorpios
my
too. What
God. Cancer.
Oh, okay. You're
Same
crybaby.
crustacean.
Yeah. That's true. Wait, is a scorpion? No, scorpion's not a crustacean.
Yeah.
What is it?
Hard exterior, soft
yeah?
interior. Yeah.
Oh.
That's why they say that like
Exoskeleton.
we get along really
Oh,
well.
okay. We're both water signs.
Mhm.
I don't understand why a Scorpio would be a water sign. It sounds like a fire sign, but yeah,
I don't know either.
emotional.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Just crying every day.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
kidding.
cry after this.
Yeah, together. We
Together.
can cry on camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
for some people
Yeah.
that like that.
Earlier, my tears smudged my eyeliner, and
Oh,
I was
no.
like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "All
Wow.
right, put your big
Just wipe it on.
girl pants on and just
Yeah.
keep going."
I didn't cry today. Maybe I'll cry. I don't need to
Yeah.
cry today.
No,
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
You know,
Yeah.
emotionally
Sometimes.
constipated.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta let it all out.
Sometimes it comes out like water.
I used to be like way more emotional before,
Mm.
like way more. Like I would
Mhm.
be like, and then I would just like get all in like my feels.
Uh-huh.
And like now I'm like not as emotional, but when I am, like I'll
It's
just
intense.
yeah. And
The
there'll be
opposite.
moments where I'm like, oh my God, like I have to like I need like a good cry and like let it all out, and then
I
you
love a
could-
good cry.
Yeah,
honestly.
me too.
Honestly, I feel like I cried over the weekend because I put on Pride and Prejudice, my favorite movie of all time, with Keira Knightley, the
Yeah.
Queen. And yeah, I just like was watching it like like sobbing, and one of my cats was looking at me like, "What the fuck,
He's
dude?" Yeah, that was nice. And then afterwards, I felt so good. I was like, "Ah, I just needed that."
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, more
Mhm.
people should cry.
Yeah, just watch
Cry in
sad
circles.
shit, dude. Yeah,
Or listen to sad music.
sad music all the time.
Yeah.
Sad music just like pumps me up though. I'll like
Oh.
put it full blast and I'll like sing along to the sad like lyrics, and I'm like, in my
Someone's
car.
like, what the hell?
Yeah, like this is very sad, but you're yelling.
Yeah.
Like I'm confused.
It's okay. I'm glad
Just
you're
feels
motivated
good.
by
Yeah.
it. You're not all there like,
Yeah.
but dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
I'm glad that like, you know, there's like a little, like, you know, you getting rid of the like
Yeah.
emotion, you know, because I
That's
think
good.
it's healthy, and like,
Mhm.
you know, the whole thing is that like burnout is real.
It's so real.
It's so
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I don't know how I deal with it. You asked me that earlier.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like focusing on me. Yeah, like I noticed that like I had maybe like stopped with some of like my favorite hobbies.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't been going on hikes recently, which is like one of my favorite things to do, and like I hadn't like watched like a good chick flick in a while, and
Yeah.
I love chick flicks.
Do you think that you not doing the things that you enjoy
think so.
contributes to your burnout?
Because honestly, like, so I watched Pride and Prejudice on like, let's say like Saturday, because I just watched it, and then I went hiking like Monday, and I'm feeling like alive, you know? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like painting over the weekend and stuff.
Hell yeah.
Drawing today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel like just going back to the things that like make you happy,
Yeah.
make you want to do other stuff.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Because for me, like, you know, like I never knew what burnout was, right? Like I was just kind of like, you just keep working and like
Yeah.
nothing, you know, you don't have a break or anything like that. And so for me, like I felt like, you know, because now that it's getting closer to so many different things, like it's like I'm not taking a day off,
Yeah,
you know.
you need a
And
day
so
off,
I
though.
know, and so, but I do, like, there's certain things that I like enjoy, like, you know, we recently started like going on walks to like the park,
Oh, that's so nice.
you know, which is really nice because it's like you're outside and you're just kind of like,
Oh,
and like I love just
nature.
exploring like dirt,
Yeah.
and like,
Dirt's
wow,
fun.
there's rocks here,
Yeah,
and you're
rocks
just
are
like,
fun.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, and just like stuff like that. And so like I've been like, wow, this is really cool, but it's like really like taking like the moment to like really like, you know, do things that like
Yeah.
are gonna be like good in that moment, as opposed to like there's so much stuff to do. There's always gonna be a shit ton of stuff to do,
for sure.
but it's like I want to, as if I'm like going like at it like hard. Like I want to go like hard for like the stuff that I like too, you know. And
for
so
sure.
and sometimes what that looks like is like I enjoy like going through like drive-throughs to get coffee with like my friends, and just fun. Like the chitter chatter of like, dude, this is what's happening, and you know. And I feel like they're so important to me because it's like my love language is quality time, you know. So it's like being able to like spend time with like a friend, and you know, feeling human and like a normal human, where it's like I get to go and have a coffee with my friend, and like
it's so nice.
It's not like this craziness of like, you know, having to go here and then right after having to do this other thing. It's like that kind of like, you know, so simple kind of thing where it's like you're hanging out with like a friend and you're just having like this
just
stupid conversation that it's nothing, you know. And so I feel like those are they're important, you know. And I think that that's really like helped me with like not feeling like super overwhelmed.
That makes sense,
you know, because it's like it sucks when you're just kind of like go and like
you're like angry. You're just like, fuck.
I know.
I hate this.
Like when I got put under.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck are my sunglasses? I know. It's just like they're on your face.
They're like, oh,
damn it. But I was kidding.
You got me there.
Dude, that I was on a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't do
they
drugs.
Took out my teeth. Yeah. They should.
That's true. How many? 4. They took all
4.
Oh, okay.
All at the same time. I was like, whoa. Yeah. It really did a number in my mouth.
I know. And you got like holes and they're bleeding and stuff.
I know. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I couldn't see that. Are you kidding me? Like I would freak out.
And you have like the little gauze in there too, and you're just like, what?
You're like check
spitting it
this
out.
out. Yeah. Like, oh. Want to see something gross?
Let me just like spit out this gauze.
I know. Oh. Want to make out?
Yeah.
Get rid of the gauze first.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Just like blood streaming out.
I know.
A vampire would like that.
Yeah. They're like little tea bags.
Yeah. Just for them.
Yeah.
Yummy.
They're like, that sounds so gross.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we're not vampires.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's October, so there's vampires everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they want your tea bags.
Yep. Those little gauze bags.
Yeah.
filled with
blood. Yeah.
So
probably
gross.
Like more than blood too. Just like,
I know.
Yeah. Guts. I know. That's
teeth
clots.
guts.
Yeah. Ew, that's nasty.
Oh,
Ugh.
That is nasty. It's
can't
like,
imagine being a doctor, dude.
Oh.
Hell no.
I can't even like look at like a surgery on TV. I'm like,
oh, I know. I'm like super into Grey's Anatomy, and whenever they get really nasty on there, and it always happens that I'll be watching Grey's Anatomy when I'm like eating, and it just so happens that the only times that I watch it when I'm eating is the gross shit. Anytime I'm watching it without a snack or something, nothing gross happens.
Yeah.
But it's the moment that I'm like putting food in my mouth, and then it's like, ooh, this leg split in half. Like, look at all the guts. Let's sew it back together. Like, what?
Oh.
Disgusting.
You're like, just throw it away.
Yeah.
Get a new one.
Yeah, just amputate.
Yeah. Just get a new one. You'll be fine.
That.
It's probably better. Get a young one.
Yeah. Frankenstein.
I know, right? You're like, check out this young leg.
I know. I wish we were like geckos. Like, I wish we could just like regrow.
I saw that they were doing some kind of like skin grafting involving like, I guess like the DNA that like regrows things. Okay. And that they were like, that there's something happening with that. That's which crazy. Would be amazing.
That would be super cool.
You know.
But also kind of fucked up.
But also like kind of cool. Like, whoa, that's kind of just weird.
It is weird.
Because
like, we're
you're
not
just
gods.
Kind of like, yeah. And that is pretty godly. Like,
it is very godly.
You're just like, and how long does it take to regrow?
Yeah.
That would be like,
I don't know. Yeah,
is it like overnight? You're like, oh, look at this one's nicer. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't hurt. You would just basically be like,
it's like a baby hand.
I'll just wait for the morning. I'll have a new one.
Maybe that could help people with arthritis.
Yeah.
Just chop their fingers off and let them grow young fingers.
Imagine.
That'd be crazy.
Because it's like, think about it like in the sense where it's like carpal tunnel.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, and you're like, you know what?
Just chop it off.
Just
you'll
chop
grow
it off.
Get
a new one.
Yeah.
Imagine it doesn't grow back. You're like,
that would suck. I actually had a nightmare about that as a child. I think I was like 7, and in my dream, like I had gotten my arm chopped off, but like in my dream, I was convinced my arm was gonna grow back. But then I woke up and I was like, arms don't grow back, and I started like screaming. I was so scared.
That's scary.
It was very scary. I think about that dream sometimes. I've never dreamed that dream again, but I think about it because I was like, that fucked me up as a kid.
I had a recurring dream when I was like
Mm-hmm.
a kid, and it just always like freaked me out.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, like vividly. And I just always would, I would have it often, and I was like, what does this mean? But it was like, my uncle, he, like, they lived down the street, like, maybe like a couple of blocks down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad wasn't really like around. And so my dad was always like at work or something. And so if something ever happened, like my uncle would always come because he would be like right down the street, you know? And so my uncle or like, you know, my cousins or whatever would come. And I just remember in this dream, it was like, it almost looked like,
scared now.
I know, it was freaking.
And you did the eyebrow thing too.
And it was so freaky. I remember that it was like almost like it looked like sepia outside.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like almost
brown.
like there was like some kind of fire or something,
Oh,
but it
okay.
wasn't like a fire, but it was like dark, but like almost like a glow, like where it looked like Mad Max or something.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was like into
Like the Mexico
world.
filter on. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so you're just kind of like, huh. And my uncle had came to the house, and like he had at the time he had like a pickup truck with like a camper, and he's like, I'm here to pick you guys up. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
And like there was like a tube connected from our door to like his car.
Oh, whoa.
And like
Okay.
we walked through the tube and like got in his car,
Yeah.
and then like we were in his car, and then like we just drove off.
Oh.
And it was just like this reoccurring dream
Yeah.
of like not being able to be outside without like some kind of mask
Oh,
or some kind
whoa.
of, you know.
Maybe
which
you
is-
were seeing the future, because the way it's
Right?
going right now.
I know. And
Global
like
warming.
just pollution and like just
Yeah.
things like that. And so
Microplastics.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so which is so insane because they're in like my hometown, like it's the valley, right? And so my mom
okay.
lives like almost like at the edge of like one of the mountains, and they always have
Oh, okay.
fires.
Oh,
Like,
like San
oh-
Fernando Valley?
oh, yeah.
That's
They
just always on fire.
Always have fires
Yeah.
like every year. And it's just been like crazy because it's like there's
Yeah.
been a few times where they're like, you know, the city came by and they dropped off a bunch of masks because we can't be outside without
Goddamn.
one, because it's like there's like ongoing fires, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just
intense.
it's really
Yeah,
bad.
it's
Like
for
the
you.
air quality is really
Uh-huh.
bad. And so it was like, whoa. And so just things like that where you're just like,
Like what?
oh my god, that's like insane.
Wall-E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. I was thinking about that maybe like yesterday. Like, because you know how in Wall-E they like live in those little like they're like in those little pods and
Yeah.
I was like,
It was almost
damn,
like that.
we're like on our way.
And like think about it like now, like it's like air's like they could totally monetize off of like
Yeah.
just oxygen and like air
I
and
know they could.
you know, which is like
They
crazy.
hella could.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like
Eat the rich. I'll say that to
So-
the camera. Eat the rich.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're not that tasty.
Uh-uh.
They're probably bland. They have no flavor.
No seasoning.
No seasoning. Échale sazón. Put some
I don't know.
whatever you want.
Salt
on
and
it.
pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit
That's
oil.
the least you could do.
Garlic salt.
Mm.
I love garlic salt.
A little bouillon fucking like seasoning right there. Like just, you
Yeah.
know, make it taste like chicken.
Uh-huh.
If you're vegetarian. You're like,
Like,
nah.
girl.
Just in case.
I eat
put
meat.
it in my rice. Makes it taste like chicken. But dude, do you have any like
Yeah.
art shows happening this year, next year? Or are
Oh,
you just
actually,
right now, like,
yeah, I got invited. The teacher from Southwestern that got me into painting wants to do an alumni show.
wow.
So it's me and a couple other painters from the area.
That's very
I only know who
exciting.
one of them is, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
That's very
But
cool.
yeah, it
What
was
is that?
originally going to be in October, but they pushed it back to like the spring semester.
Wow.
And then that way we have like more time. Because originally I was just gonna like pick paintings that like I already had made. Because I was like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna make new paintings for this show. But now I'm like, well, if I got till spring, I can make some new paintings.
You're gonna be doing a lot of
Yeah.
hiking,
Yeah, maybe do some landscape.
know?
I don't know.
a lot of hiking, and a lot of like whatever it is that's gonna get you there. You know.
Yeah, get
And it's like,
inspired.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
That
off the
balance,
top of
you
my
know?
head that I could think of. I don't know
That's
if I have
very
anything
cool,
else.
though.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Fuck yeah.
I have to make paintings for that.
And that's very awesome that you still have like that relationship.
I know.
You know?
Well, I remember reaching out to him. I think like right around when I was graduating, or I had just graduated, and I was like, hey, like, you know, like if it wasn't for your class, like, I don't think I would have like pursued this. And like, I just want to say I'm like really grateful, you know, because it's like, it's the few teachers that like really make a difference.
For sure.
Yeah.
You'll be one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in all reality.
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember my first sewing teacher.
Oh, really?
You know, and I remember she was like, you know, like a little grandma lady.
Oh, that's so
little
cute.
Senora, and
yeah.
she's like, she smelled so good all the time. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I know.
She had her hair all done,
so nice.
all good with all the hairspray in it, you know, and all the rollers, and she just looked all good.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, this is like such a fun class.
Yeah.
Even though like all the kids dropped out and I was
That's
probably
funny.
the only one there, but I was like, dude, I'll be
Yeah.
your best friend. And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I
like,
loved
okay,
it.
girl. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and I think that, you know, there's people like that that are just, it's so important for them to know like the impact that they make in our lives, you know?
Yeah, because I took several arts classes at Southwestern, and I mean some of them were fun, but I just kind of like didn't get that connection, you know. But like as soon as I took this teacher, his name's Nico Mueller, shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I took his painting class, I was like, and I remember too, because he gave us the option that we could either paint with acrylics or with oils.
Wow.
But I was like, well, I mean, I've painted with acrylics like for a while. Like, let me try some oils. I remember hating it because oil is just so like finicky.
Yeah.
And you need to like really figure out like the formula of like oil paint to like oil, like actual oil ratio. And then I learned later, like you can even prep your canvas before you start painting on it to make it like feel better and like take the paint better.
Wow.
Yeah. So definitely like the first like month and a half of that class, I just struggled. It was like, yeah, just battling with this shit to like get my paint on the canvas. And then after like a little bit, like it just clicked.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you challenged yourself
I
like
know,
that.
me too. Because probably if I hadn't, I probably wouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was fun.
I
It was
love
good.
that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Go Nico.
Yeah. Go Nico.
He's a real MVP.
MVP.
I hope you
for
listen
life.
to the podcast.
I know. I'll send
We're
it to
saying
him.
nice things about
Nice
you.
things.
He's like, I expect
Like,
nothing
girl,
but
yeah.
nice things.
Yeah. Only nice things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
remember it was
awesome.
his, I think it was his first semester at Southwestern too.
No way.
Because he had just come from LA. I don't think he's from LA, but he had like been in LA or something like that. So it was
That
like
is
his first semester. And, it was, like,
and look at the impact.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Uh-huh.
Look at him.
I know. And I remember like some of my other teachers are like San Diego MVPs. Like I had a drawing class with Perry Vasquez.
Yeah.
Like he's at Bread and Salt and shit all the time. I think Marisol Rendon was one of my teachers too. I mean, great classes, but I just like didn't feel that like spark.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's awesome. Dude, how exciting.
Yeah.
And like now becomes like full circle where
I know,
you get
it's crazy.
to, like,
I know I've been in shows with like Perry. Like
That's
I do the Bread and
crazy.
Salt art auction. I did that last year and I
Yeah.
did that this year, and then
I
mean
saw
Perry's there, yeah, and
it.
I'm like, oh shit.
I was like, I know her. That's my friend.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to
It's
like,
cool.
I don't know. It's like, it's such a beautiful feeling to like see one of your friends like doing
Yeah,
like a show with you.
it
and
is
you're
so
like,
fun. Like, oh my god,
that is so
yeah, you were there
cool.
too.
Yeah. I was like, I know her. I'm like,
It's
babe,
super
take
cool.
pictures of her work.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
okay.
hella be taking pictures.
I know.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
No, not really. Instagram.
There you go.
Tagging the homies.
You're like, that's me
Yeah.
right there.
Gotta represent.
You know, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been cool. Definitely full
Yeah.
circle.
Do you do
Yeah.
commissions and all that kind of stuff? If someone was interested?
Yeah, I don't announce them just because, like, I don't want to be like taking on like 5 commissions at a time. But yeah, I usually do like pet portraits, which is kind of funny.
Cute.
Yeah, people will commission me to like paint their pet.
That's very cute.
Yeah, I usually do them small. Yeah, like 8x8.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's very
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, I've done a couple. You know, Tumba.
Yeah.
He gave me like a whole pack of stickers because I was like, yo, I love your stickers, but I never get them at Libélula, you know? And he was like, yeah, like I'll give you a pack, whatever. And then I was like, let me know if you ever want some Artful. And then, yeah, he ended up, we did a trade. So he traded me all those stickers and I gave him a painting. But he ended up commissioning me to do a concha painting for his sister.
That is so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was chill.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
The trades.
Yeah, trades.
Dude,
I love
I'm
trades.
always down to trade.
Dude.
Because it's like,
It's so nice.
I have a lot of art in my house. And I
Yeah.
like, you know, when people come over, you could basically be like, these are all my friends.
Yeah.
On these walls.
I have a friend wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
They're all talented, as you can see.
Yeah.
But, you know, but it's cool to like, you know, because everything's so different. And then you're like,
Yeah.
wow, look at like.
I know, yeah.
And
I
it's-
definitely like my friend collection.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been trading tattoos for painting. So like I'll do a painting for friends and they'll tattoo me cuz I'm friends with a lot of my tattoo artists.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
Yeah.
a fucking win.
Yeah. Yeah, so my homie Jess at Midwest Jess on Instagram, she got a pet portrait of her dog. His name's Marley. He's like
Yeah.
a little, I don't know if he's like a schnauzer. He's like a little terrier guy, but she gave me this little snail tattoo.
That is so
Yeah.
cute. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
like such a freaking. That's a good trade.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like ink?
I know. I love ink.
Like,
Look at me. Yeah. The other homie, Angel Lopez, I think his name's just like at Angel Lopez. He's the owner of Outdoor Tradition.
Nice.
But he's commissioned me for like some like Mexican style paintings. I've done like sugar skulls and stuff for him.
That's so
And
cool.
yeah, he'll tattoo me. I think he did this one with the
Whoa,
trade. Yeah.
that looks
The
awesome.
homie. Yeah.
That's a really good trade.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so he did my shoulder too, and that's the commission that I've been like putting off because I've been in a funk. So he did my shoulder, and he's like, "Yeah, could you paint this for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally." And I
You're
just
like,
like haven't
"Okay."
finished it, but
Yeah.
like I have to take it because this weekend's like their opening weekend for the new studio that they got.
That's fun.
So I'm like, okay, I need to finish it like by Friday so I could bring it to him like Saturday for the opening.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, but that's been super fun. I know we should go back to like the barter system.
Yeah.
I'll barter with everybody.
Yeah, because then you just freaking.
Yeah,
you don't
just
need
got
to.
cool
yeah,
stuff.
And
I
you don't
like
have
it.
to basically be like, you
Money?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about money.
Yeah.
I hate that too. That's like the one thing I hate about commissions is like talking money. Cause I'm like, I mean, I know I should be like charging
Yeah.
X amount, but I'm like, how do I tell you?
It is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard because
Yeah.
then you're just kind of like, do you have a set price or do
Yeah.
you know, it's hard, especially because it's like, I think that there's been that conversation where it's like, what's something that you love
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't take you long.
Yeah.
So you should charge less. But then you're like, it doesn't take me long because
I'm a pro.
Because you're a pro
Yeah.
and you've done it and like
Yeah.
that whole like month in that class where it's like you fucking hated it and you like learned how to like mix this and prep this and all that kind of stuff. Now you're like
pay for that class too.
exactly. So it's like you paid for that, you paid for your paints, you paid for
Yeah.
all school,
Yeah. Very true.
you know, and so it's like there has to be like that kind of like feeling of like,
Yeah.
oh damn, like there's
reimbursement. Or some
yeah,
shit. Yeah. I know.
yeah.
I just really want like a famous person to commission me, and then just like
Who?
have them pay. It used to be Kanye West
Oh,
before.
before he went nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Now I don't know. I would accept a commission from, let's say, like Bradley Cooper. That would be cool. Plus he's fine.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Just
like,
a famous person.
you
Pay
can
me
with nudes.
and,
I'm just kidding.
right? Just
No.
give me, like, a little kiss on the cheek.
Hey,
Not
no.
on the mouth because I have a boyfriend, but
Yeah.
you kiss
He
me on the
could
cheek.
he could look away.
That's right. Just close your eyes.
I know. Look that way.
Yeah.
The cat's getting out. You're like, how about
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
You know what? I feel like I would paint for Jake Gyllenhaal. I would
Yeah.
not want a kiss from Jake Gyllenhaal though.
Mm.
But maybe a hug, just like you're cool, bro.
Yeah.
Hug one out. Yeah.
Hug it out.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
But yeah, it used to be. I used to really want to do a painting for Kanye before he went crazy. Just because it would have been cool, like Kanye has a painting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but like, so the thing is, if a celebrity commissioned me, I could just charge them the price of my student loans. Set.
Paid.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you know what? It could happen.
It could happen. I'm gonna manifest it.
Manifest
Let's light an
it.
incense right now.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Light an
mhm.
incense.
Yeah, when I get home.
Poke a
probably.
voodoo doll. Whatever we gotta do. You know.
I know.
like-
Let me think though. I need to think about which celebrity I want now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you want me to paint your dog, or
I'll do it for $39,000.
there you go.
Yep.
That's
Easy.
a deal.
Yeah.
Cause
It's like tiny ass painting.
I know they're like,
Like, girl.
I mean, they buy weirder shit
I
for like way
know,
more, and you're
yeah.
like,
What are
what?
you doing?
So yeah, no, that would be
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
they'll be like,
Easy
yeah.
money. Yeah. Just Yeah.
They're like, I want to make your
Maybe
day.
I would do it bigger for them.
Yeah.
Just for them.
Just for them.
Yeah.
You know? So they could be like, thank you for the extra 2 inches.
Yeah. 10 by 10 instead of
I know,
8.
right? They're like,
Yeah.
thank you for being so generous.
Yeah, you're
you know?
welcome.
Yeah,
Kanye,
you're
or
welcome. Yeah,
whoever.
whoever it
Yeah.
is.
Damn.
Bradley
I really
Cooper.
got to think about this. Which famous person I want.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
J-Lo,
Oh.
right? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should.
Yeah.
Least you could do.
Latina power.
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
Yeah.
You know?
I could paint her a little concha. I don't know if
Yeah.
like she's Puerto Rican though.
Yeah.
Do Puerto Ricans eat conchas?
Do a mofongo.
Oh, okay.
I love mofongos. I'm like, oh my god, they're so good.
Which ones are those?
They're like
They're like the little. Are they the ones with like the sugar and then you like? Or
no,
no,
it's
Oh,
like a
okay.
little. It's basically like plantains,
Oh.
and they smash the hell out
Okay.
of them, and then like sometimes they come like in a little bowl. I'm gonna
Oh.
fuck this up really
Okay,
bad, so
yeah.
I'm sorry to my
Sorry
Puerto
to Puerto
Rican
Ricans.
friends. I'm like, I'm trying to explain it as
Yeah.
much as I can, and it's like plantains. They smash them. And sometimes it comes like in a little bowl like that,
Okay.
and then in the middle they put like pork or chicken or
Oh,
whatever. But
okay.
it's like
That sounds fire.
garlic overload,
Oh, damn.
and it is delicious.
sounds
It's
fire.
so good. Anytime
Yeah.
that there's like a Puerto Rican restaurant, I always
You
get a
get
mofongo.
Okay.
I'm like, I need
Yeah.
that, and
All
it's
right.
so good. And sometimes, like, they get like the cup and then they flip it over,
Oh.
and so it's like this perfectly like shaped little thing.
that
And
sounds
so
so
then
nice.
it's like, you know, plátanos and stuff, and then it's like you're just, but it's so good. It's so good.
You know what? Ali Wong.
there you go.
She's funny.
She would be down.
And I feel like she would help me pay my student loans by commissioning me for a painting.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
And I
go.
could paint something Asian for her.
Yeah.
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 Done.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Ali Wong?
Come here.
I know.
Yeah.
Please.
Have her on your show.
Exactly.
That would be crazy.
We're gonna have you on the show, Ali Wong.
Next guest
She's
star.
like,
girl, who
okay.
is you? I feel like she would. She seems down to earth.
Yeah. I love her
She's cool.
stand
I
up.
know, her
It's
stand-up's
so.
so
I remember the
funny.
first time I saw her, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
She talks about trapping her man.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and he's like, "No,
yeah.
I trapped you," and she's like,
Yeah, because she paid his. shit.
"Yeah,
That's true.
because he's like some big like." I forgot what he does or whatever, but he's like a big
business or
executive or,
something.
some
Yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
And she was just like, she's like, I was just doing this, and then,
Yeah, she's just
you
chilling.
know,
And now
I think
she's
he's like
the baller.
techie or something,
Yeah.
or like medical or something.
Mhm.
And
I know, I
yeah,
should listen to it again. She was just in San Diego.
no way.
Yeah, she was here like a month or two. No, she was here a month ago, and my friends had gotten tickets, but it was the same night as the Weezer concert.
Whoa!
And I was like,
I heard that.
Dude.
I
Yeah.
heard that.
And
That's
so I was like, well, I'm going to the Weezer show, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Why
But
can't we like
do both?
split
I
ourselves?
know. I always think about that. Like, if I could have a second body, and then especially because in that way I get more tattoos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot
'cause
of real estate.
I'm running out of room.
Exactly.
I'm saving this arm for a sleeve, but you know, like I got barely any room left.
Yeah, I got a lot of leg room.
Oh, okay. I don't.
You
I
know,
can't show you, but
it's okay.
take my pants
Those look
off real
pretty
quick.
tight. If you try rolling them up, it would
They're
just,
very comfy though.
yeah, they
Little
look really,
leggings.
really cool.
Walmart,
know.
the Avia brand. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they look great.
Yeah, they're very comfortable.
They're not see-through?
I know. I honestly, I'll nap in them,
Yeah.
and I feel great.
Well, it's
'Cause
like
they're
a
just
second
they're
skin.
like
Are you
pajamas,
kidding?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
hold my little pooch.
yeah.
together.
They hold
Yeah.
everything together.
Everything.
You know,
yeah.
they're the support you need
Mm-hmm. All the time.
all the
Yeah.
time
Mm-hmm.
on those rough days.
On those rough days. When I'm driving through the Costco parking lot yelling at people.
Get out of the way!
Let me out!
I know. I just need to leave.
Yeah, I need to get out.
I feel
Yeah.
you.
It's
I feel you.
hard in there.
Yeah.
And people like don't know. People like walk in the middle of the lane, and it's like, dude, walk on one side. Like there's vehicles.
What are you, a
Yeah.
fucking vaca and shit?
Yeah, what
That's
is
what
this
they do
shit?
in Mexico. They walk in the middle.
Yeah.
You're like, really? And you'll honk and they still don't move. And you're like,
I just
What
be
the
looking at them like,
who
yeah,
raised you?
Yeah.
You were clearly
Obviously
raised in a
vaca.
barn.
Yeah.
You don't move.
Yeah. Move.
I know. Move.
Yeah.
They should have like
Bastards.
the crazy like honk.
Oh, that would be funny, like the Teslas, but I'm
Yeah.
anti-Tesla. Eat the rich.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I know.
mhm.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have a cool honk, though. It'd be cool. Yeah, I think if I could pick a honk, it would be move.
Move.
Yeah.
I would want move, bitch.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
out the way. And they'll be like,
It's like dancing.
because
Start
I have a
twerking in the
Prius
parking
and
lot.
it's
Oh,
slow.
hell yeah.
So then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
We could always
Good
like
gas mileage.
put it up
Yeah.
as a honk.
That's
you know?
true.
They're like,
just play it on my phone real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaker.
they're like, oh shit, okay, I guess we
Yeah.
gotta move.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do
are
people
getting
get so
crazier.
brave in the car?
I don't know.
People do
It's like same thing behind the screen. People are so hateful online. It's because there's like protection.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
do you know all that shit comes and haunts you, right?
Yeah, no, for
in
real.
your sleep.
And that's why we have nightmares.
I know. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, what is
I
that
hope
dreaming?
Elon Musk gets nightmares.
He does.
Yeah, bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of like
Jeff Bezos. Ugh.
just crazy stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
maybe he likes it though. Maybe that's why he's
He's
so
like,
crazy.
oh,
Yeah,
he's
maybe
like-
that's why he's so into aliens and shit. They be coming in his dreams, and he's just
I know.
like,
He's like,
like it.
oh,
Yeah.
he's having an affair with an alien.
yeah,
It's like-
probably.
She's got like a little like cat suit on.
Yeah.
They all do. I don't know. Like I went too deep in that one.
Yeah,
But,
I'm kind
yeah.
of scared now.
Where can people find you?
Instagram. I don't have a website because I don't want to pay for a website, but Instagram mostly at Wendy's Painting. I'm on Facebook, but I barely use it. But it's also Wendy is Painting. I was on Twitter until Elon Musk bought it. It's also at Wendy's Painting, but mostly Instagram.
Yeah.
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 At Wendy is Painting.
At Wendy's Painting.
Yeah.
She's there.
She's there and she's painting.
And she's painting.
Sometimes she's drawing
And she's hiking.
and hiking.
Mhm.
That's on my personal. Only the
Exactly.
homies get the personal.
Only the homies.
Yeah, I think you're on my personal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is she
What is it?
doing?
Which one is it?
I know. What is she doing?
She's hiking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drawing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hiking and drawing. Not
Yeah.
at the same time.
Not at the same time.
But
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
On a break,
On a
you could
break.
draw.
I could like sit down.
Yeah,
Yeah. When I went to
yeah.
Joshua Tree this year with my friends, they convinced me to bring a sketchbook, and then we all just kind of sat down and like.
I
sketched
love
for a little
that.
bit. It was so fun.
I love that.
It was
I
cute.
love that. I've always, I don't know, like I love that. Like I've always, for like a birthday, I've always been like, I want to like build something with my friends.
Oh, that'd be fun. Legos.
Like
Or
like a
not.
shelf or something.
Oh, okay. You're like,
You know,
something
like
useful.
I would want to build something, guys. Who's gonna
Yeah.
cut the wood? All of a
that'd be
sudden, I have no
sick.
friends. They're like,
Oh.
fuck
You
that.
need a wood making friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like just sitting around and like doing like art. I would
Yeah.
love, you know,
Well, you have
because
your embroidery nights.
yeah,
which
but
is
I don't
cool.
want to like sew.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, like
You
I
sew
want to
all
like
day.
do something that like
Yeah.
I'm not good at.
Yeah.
You know, where it's
I
like
feel that.
it just feels like we're all like in
Struggling
the same
together.
Exactly.
Try like pottery.
I've painted pottery and it's so
Oh, that's
much
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Working on the
So-
wheel is hard.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
I've done it once, and I was like, "This."
I want to
sucked.
try it though.
Yeah.
You know.
ICA does it.
Nice.
Mhm,
Good to
mhm,
know.
mhm. The North Campus open.
Ooh.
Encinitas. Kind of far,
okay.
but it's a pretty drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, on a
The
day off
teachers are
or
cool.
something.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be for some time.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Oh.
Next year, after December.
I know.
Yeah.
For
Maybe for the
reals.
holidays. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
Tamales.
Yeah. Tamale
what I'm
season.
thinking.
I'm ready.
Me too. I've been
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm
It's that
about to get
time.
chunkier.
Yeah. I know. I always gain weight during the
Me
holidays.
too. It's like, you know,
It's fine.
it's like winter weight.
yeah.
You know?
You gotta hibernate and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
you're depressed.
And then like spring comes along and you
like
shed
slim
it.
down a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
just a little
Couple
bit,
pounds.
you
Yeah.
know, because
Not too crazy.
thick is good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cuddly. It's warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I retain a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a
Yeah.
heater for some,
Yeah, for some.
like Manny and
yeah.
Ice.
Yeah.
I'm always in
They
the
need it.
middle,
And the kitty.
and the cat.
The kitty
He doesn't
cat.
like to cuddle that much, but
Oh.
you know.
Yeah.
But if he did, I could be his heater too.
Yeah. Well, cats run pretty warm, I think.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
My
yeah,
cats
yeah,
are
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
They'll like
It's
lay with
kinda-
me and then they're like,
I
and
know.
I'm like, damn, inferno, dude.
You're like, are you from hell?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah.
the
devil.
He's like, yes. Hey, it was really nice having you on the podcast.
Thank you. It was nice being
Yeah.
here.
Do you want to say anything else?
You're the best.
You are.
I appreciate you.
You.
Appreciate Manny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Support local artists. Buy art from the people here in Barrio, down the street, Logan Ave. There's so many good people,
Yeah.
studios, makers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just buy art.
Buy art and eat the rich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the fork.
With the fork. And add sazon.
Sazon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And some papas on the side.
A little bit of papitas.
Just, yeah.
Yummy.
And a tortilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a
butter.
little taco.
Yeah.
So good.
I love butter tortilla.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my last comment. I had butter tortilla this morning.
Ooh,
The best.
so jelly.
Yeah, I know.
Right now I'm like, what am I gonna make for dinner?
Butter tortilla.
Butter tortilla.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know.
It's a struggle meal, but honestly, I feel like a queen.
Yes. I love like those kind of foods, right? Like just frijoles de la olla.
Yeah.
Like simple.
Yeah.
Add a little
So
bit of
good.
cotija,
Yeah, and
a
you're
little bit of
good.
salsa. You're
Oh, I like to add sour cream because I'm white.
so
Washed.
good.
Yeah. So good.
So good.
I like just ate before I came, but now I'm like, should I eat again?
Yeah. If you're hungry.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm snacky for sure.
Yeah. So there you go.
Heck yeah.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
There you go.
Yay. That's fun.
We could talk for days.
I know.
I was like, damn. I'm like,
How long is
we
this
don't need
podcast?
these microphones to be
I think
friends,
it's gonna
you
hit a
know?
record. I think this is gonna be. It's almost 2 hours.
No
Shut
way.
up.
That's definitely like a skills pay
That's
bills record.
crazy.
Yeah. But that's
Well,
crazy.
she's
That
number
was-
90.
There you
Number
go.
90.
Right.
That's
You're like,
funny.
babe, I'm alive.
I know. He texted me. He's like, are you okay?
You're like, I'm alive.
Yeah, we just finished.
You're like, I'm alive, don't worry.
Okay, let me put this one up and see.
Think about why you hate the things that you hate. Like, is it because you're working with people that suck? Is it artwork that you fucking hate printing? Then do artwork that you like printing with people that don't suck. I care about what I do. I want to do better. I always want to do better. You know what I mean? I'm constantly trying to teach myself new skills. I'm not just a screen printer. You know, I do all sorts of stuff. I do whatever I need to do to make whatever I'm doing at that moment look badass. What is your goal? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to make something look badass? Or are you just trying to do mediocre shit? Like, good for you. If you're making money doing mediocre shit, fine. Like, but for most people, you can't get away with just doing whatever. You have to do something fucking dope.